You're watching ABC7 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Topping our news tonight, after hearing the impassioned pleas of parents whose children were killed, a key Florida House panel approved a sweeping school safety measure today, but no ban on assault weapons. The measure would allow specially trained teachers to bring guns to class and raise the age from 18 to 21 to purchase rifles or long guns. It would also create a commission to explore failures in the education and law enforcement systems leading up to the Parkland shooting. About 40 parents from Parkland traveled to Tallahassee today to share their stories. Max Schachter, whose 14-year-old son Alex was killed in the shooting, choked back tears as he begged lawmakers to take action.
It's time to learn to compromise and make our schools safe again. Let's get something done today. We owe it to all these students. You owe it to me. You owe it to all those 16 other families.
Governor Scott is not in favor of arming teachers and could veto the legislation if it passes. The House bill is now ready to be heard by the full chamber. The Senate version will be ready for the floor once it passes a Senate committee.
Stoneman Douglas High School prepares to reopen for classes tomorrow, and its students continue to push for gun reform. But will there even be a debate about gun control on Capitol Hill? ABC's Serena Marshall has more from Washington.
The students of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School arriving on Capitol Hill.
They're tired of people telling them that this is hard. What's hard for them is what they're dealing with, which is the loss of 17 members of their family.
Hoping to push Congress on universal background checks, a bump stock ban, and an increase in the minimum age. But so far, Congress is stalled.
Washington has handled gun crises and calls for action in very predictable ways. So far, this is playing out according to form. The one wild card is the president and his own actions.
The White House backed, and Senate leaders hope to fast-track the bill to improve the national background check system, but that effort being stymied by conservative Senator Mike Lee, concerned over individual civil liberties. As for those bump stocks, the Attorney General is confident that unlike the last two assessments findings, this time the Department of Justice could ban them without Congress. When it comes to raising the age to buy long guns, something the NRA is against, the White House tried to clear up the president's position, even as no legislation has been introduced.
The president still supports raising the age limit to 21 for the purchase of certain firearms.
So far, the president has left it to Capitol Hill. But inside, the debate predictably partisan.
Of course we want to listen to these kids, but we also want to make sure that we protect people's due process rights and legal constitutional rights.
A bipartisan group of senators have reintroduced a bill that would ban terrorists from obtaining guns, known as no fly, no buy, something the president has supported in the past. And it comes as he is set to host a bipartisan group of senators at the White House tomorrow to discuss gun legislation. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
Here on the Suncoast, a plea to secure Sarasota High School's campus. School Avenue runs right through the middle of the campus. And while it's closed to vehicles during the day, it's open to the public, giving anyone access to students.
The fight to secure that campus has been happening for years, but following the Parkland shooting, the issue is now in the forefront, with parents, city commissioners, and even the school principal pushing for change. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick joins us live to show what some of those concerns are. Jess?
Jacqueline, Scott, right now on the sidewalks that are on either side of School Avenue, there are barricades up. You can see those behind me, but those aren't typically there. They're only there right now because the school is having water main work done underneath the road. Typically, anyone has access to walk up and down these sidewalks right to Sarasota High School. When the bell rings, watch as students cross over School Avenue to get to and from classes on either side of campus. The street is blocked off to traffic, but just being there for 5 minutes today, I witnessed a stranger on a bike with a backpack cut through the middle of campus. Principal David Jones says right now there's nothing he can do about it. The avenue is city property, so it's a public sidewalk. Jones has had students from other schools inside of Sarasota High School classes. He's seen mopeds speed through crowds of students. Jones says these threats to student safety are a daily occurrence. City Commissioner Hagan Brody went to Sarasota High School when the campus expanded, crossing over School Avenue. He's hoping to get the other commissioners on board in closing the portion of School Avenue to cars and pedestrian traffic, not just during school hours, but 24/7.
Closing School Avenue is obviously, in light of recent events, on the forefront of all of our minds, but it's not just those type of events that this would hopefully be able to prevent or stop. It's other school safety issues.
If I can't secure who's on my campus and when they're on there, how can I claim to have a safe campus for my students?
Not everyone is in support of closing these sidewalks to pedestrians during school or at all. The local neighborhood group wrote a letter to commissioners asking them to keep it open. We'll hear what they have to say, and we'll hear from a mother who's leading the fight to close these sidewalks coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, reporting live at Sarasota High School, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thank you so much. We'll see you again at 6 o'clock.
Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert weather forecast on this lovely Tuesday evening. Bob.
Thanks, Jacqueline. And Scott, we have had some fog around this morning, some low clouds. It's at 8 a.m. You can see the clouds around. Those clouds hung around about till 10, and then we saw partly cloudy skies. We're still getting that east and northeasterly wind flow behind an old frontal system which continues to move to our south right now. That front did not cool us down at all. Today's highs were into the mid-80s up and down the coast. It's still 83, and the dew point temperature 62. Winds out of the northeast at 9. The pressure 30-13. And that's still high, but it's a little weaker than it has been as a result of that frontal boundary. You can see this particular forecast model depicting one or two lone showers this evening. The rain chance less than 20% for a passing shower, but it doesn't appear that we'll see as much fog tonight as we saw last night, but there'll still be some patchy areas, I think, tomorrow morning as we work through time. But that high pressure ridge quickly moves off to the east, allowing yet another storm system to develop over the lower Mississippi Valley, which is bad news for those folks as more rain anticipated for a flood-prone area now as a result of the heavy rain over the past couple of days. All that rain still around into Louisiana, Arkansas, and that system will eventually swing a cold front our way, a much stronger one than we've seen. Details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. The town of Longboat Key taking a hard look at its strengths and weaknesses during Hurricane Irma last September. During a joint meeting with Manatee County, Longboat officials presented an after-action review of how well they did leading up to and then after the storm. According to a recent review, some of Longboat Key's strengths included coordination, evacuations, and timing of messages. Areas that needed more attention were shelter process, debris collection, and pre-storm agreements. The final after-action review was submitted to the town in early February.
Also at that joint meeting of Manatee County and Longboat Key, the Barrier Island traffic study was discussed. The focus is on fixing the overwhelming traffic issues on the islands. The Florida Department of Transportation began that study in the summer of 2017. It's being done in 3 phases and suggests using integrated solutions rather than a single large project approach. Some of the improvements the town would like to see include better pedestrian management, overall functionality of roundabouts, and expanding Cortez Road. The study is expected to be complete in the fall of this year.
Sarasota County Commissioners unveiling their wish list for area road projects for the coming year. Taking a look at the top 5, number 5 is the Legacy Trail North Extension. Number 4 is the I-75 State Road 681 interchange. And the top 3 are all around South Venice and Northport, involving a River Road Regional Interstate Connector. A new spring training stadium is going in nearby there, but county traffic experts say this area was already a priority.
River Road has been a priority for a number of years to handle the traffic that's anticipated for the future. It's also an evacuation route for Charlotte County as well as Sarasota County. So it's very important to our overall network.
Again, this is just a wish list to the state for funding. No projects are underway just yet.
ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joining us now. And Richard, what a difference a day makes from just yesterday to today.
About 100 points actually, but incredible what a difference it can be, because yesterday everybody was buying, today everybody was selling. So why were they selling? Well, there's a guy named Jay Powell. He is the new Fed chairman, just acting for the first time before Congress today. He said that the overall economy is very strong, consumers are spending money, everything looks bright, and therefore, here's the other side, therefore we definitely will be seeing higher interest rates this year, perhaps as many as 3, perhaps as many as 4 hikes in interest rates before the year is over. Not exactly what Wall Street had been hoping for. So let's take a look at the response, and let's remember that the Dow was up 399 points yesterday. Well, how's giving back 299 points today? That's exactly what we did. The Dow fell 299 points, closing at 25,410.03, a loss of 1.16%. That on volume of 873 million shares. The NASDAQ, same fate, I'm afraid, down 91 points, closing at 7,330.35, a loss of 1.25%. That on volume of 1,906 million shares. The S&P, indeed a down arrow, down 1.25%, more than 35 points at 2,744.28. Well, perhaps the news of the death of brick and mortar retailers is a little bit premature. You certainly would think that based on what Macy's said this morning. Macy's came out with quarterly earnings for the very important period of November, December, January. They said their sales came in much better than expected. They made more money than expected, and they do expect going forward to continue to increase same-store sales. Overall, the company was very pleased with the month of January when their same-store sales were up by more than 3%. They gave credit to Bob Harrigan for cold weather up north, selling lots of coats and sweaters. That certainly was very, very helpful to the company overall. And one thing to keep in mind, just so we're aware, when Macy's announced in 2016 that they were going to be closing 100 stores, so far they've closed 83. So they're on track, and 17 more, and they'll hit their target.
Okay.
What about Sam's Club? Anything new there?
They're getting into the fray of same-day delivery of groceries. Who's not? But they've said that they're going to experiment with it in 3 cities, and if it works as well as they hope it does, might see it here very soon.
Okay. Richard, thanks for the update.
You're very welcome.
So to come in your Suncoast News tonight, why an NBA team will not visit the White House while in Washington this week.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus why a new study shows vaping may not be the answer when trying to kick a smoking habit. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
The ABC7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
The countdown to the Oscars is on. I'm Joey Panic on Suncoast View. We'll find out what movies we need to see to catch up on all the big Oscar buzz before Sunday night's big awards show. Well, it's hard to get your body back after a baby, but doing it with friends is so much more fun. We'll take a baby boot camp class. Plus, Linda sits down with a news icon, and Muse at the Ringling joins us in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Thousands of award-winning Honda SUVs are on sale from $189 a month during the Honda President's Day sales event. You've got to see these SUVs. Get a surprisingly spacious 2018 HR-V, $189 a month, or step up to Pilot for $289 a month with available seating for 8. Plus, we have Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, the 2018 CR-V, and Ridgeline, a Car and Driver's 10 Best, all on sale for up to $3,805 less than the competition at your local Honda dealer.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, March 3rd. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
Watch ABC7 wherever you are. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC7, we're here for you wherever you are.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
After State Representative Margaret Good's recent victory, there's been a lot of talk about whether or not a blue wave is forming off the political coast.
ABC7's Alan Cohn joins us now to explain what we're seeing in the political atmosphere.
When we talk about a political wave, we're talking about an advantage for one party at the other party's expense. Right now, we are seeing signs of a possible Democratic advantage or a blue wave. Oftentimes, a blue wave happens after a new president is elected. Typically, there is a backlash from the other party and they get energized. It is possible that's what we're seeing now after Democrat Margaret Good's victory over Republican James Buchanan for House District 72. It is not just here on the Suncoast. It is nationwide. Since President Trump was elected across America, 37 state legislative seats previously held by Republicans have been flipped and are now in the Democrats' office.
Opponents to Trump's agenda and Trump himself are highly motivated and energized, and it's moving the dial. Trump's base remains energized, but beyond his base, he might be losing a lot of the more tepid supporters. He did that. That's what happened in this district, HD72. That might not be representative of what's going on everywhere.
Coming up tonight at 7, ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is digging deeper into the possible blue wave. Tune in to hear what both Republicans and Democrats think and what might happen on the national and the local level. Back to you.
Okay, Alan, thank you. The Golden State Warriors will not be visiting the White House while they're in Washington this week. The NBA champs say they don't want to rehash a political fight, but the team may be starting a trend for championship athletes. ABC's Karen Travers has the latest from the White House.
The Golden State Warriors will not be visiting the White House while they're here in Washington this week. The players say they don't want to rehash a political fight, but they may be starting a trend for championship teams. It's a White House tradition.
I want to proudly welcome the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Presidents honoring championship teams with a celebratory visit, a tradition upended by President Trump. Last year, he uninvited the Golden State Warriors after hearing they didn't want to come, writing on Twitter, "Going to the White House is considered a great honor for a championship team." Instead, the Warriors spent time today with some local kids at the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
Hopefully it inspires them to just be whatever they want to be in life.
Last year, President Trump specifically called out Warrior star Steph Curry after he said he had no interest in visiting the White House. The dust-up between the president and the point guard prompted many NBA athletes to jump into the debate. LeBron James on Twitter called the president, quote, "you bum," and wrote, "going to the White House was a great honor until you showed up." The president seems to relish these high-profile fights. He regularly blasted NFL players who kneeled during the national anthem, saying they were disrespecting the flag, the military, and the country.
And we all proudly stand for the national anthem.
The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles are considered to be one of the most engaged teams when it comes to social issues. But several of their players have said they would not come to a celebration ceremony here at the White House if they were invited. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Well, here on the Suncoast.
I'm hoping that, by the way, Jayhawks have that option, by the way.
There you go.
They won the championship, 14 in a row now, so you got to give them a little props there.
Doing good.
Red hot at the right time of the year.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. They usually don't do very well during the big tournament, but we got some good weather right now around town. We have lots of high pressure still dominating our weather. Casey Key webcam showing a great boat and beach conditions today as a result of high pressure, and not much of a surf out there either as a result of the east and northeasterly winds behind a front that blew on by. Really didn't cool us down much at all, but it did bring a slightly drier air in, and it looks like our lows tonight will be just a little bit cooler, but still well above average. Now, it looks like we're going to end this month, February, as the warmest February on record. That goes without saying. We've had 5 record highs, or tied record highs. We also had a hottest temperature ever recorded in the month of February, 90 degrees. On top of that, the average high is 74. Our average right now for this month is at 81 degrees, so well above the average. And things are going to change, though, as we head into the second day of March, as this system here over the southern plain states gets a little energy, and then eventually swings a cold front our way. That cold front will be noticeable. You'll see that on the weekend, especially with some cooler temperatures, at least down to average or slightly below it. A few showers along the East Coast right now on that north to northeast wind. Not much going on here. There's a slight chance for a sprinkle or two, but that rain chance very small. Current conditions, we have partly cloudy skies, 83 degrees. The dew point is at 62, and winds are out of the northeast at 9. The pressure 13. That's way up there, and it's weakening somewhat as this front has moved in. 62, a bit cooler in Jacksonville, 77 in Orlando, 78 in Miami, 82 degrees in Key West, and 83 in Sarasota. Those are the temperatures currently, in 72 in Tallahassee. We're going to get some of that cooler air. As I mentioned, it will be heading our way, especially on Saturday and Sunday. Right now, the Gulf water temperature at 76 degrees, 84 away from that sea breeze. Now it's 84 degrees in Northport, 83 at Mayaca City. Braden, you're at 82, and Cortez a little bit cooler. Well, the planner for Wednesday looks to be pretty good once again. Another day of 80s. I think it'll be the 11th day in a row. We will see temperatures 80 degrees plus and 75 by 7 o'clock tomorrow. And looks as though we'll see a slight chance for a shower along the East Coast. Not much going on here. There'll be a little bit of fog around in the morning once again. Not as much as we saw this morning. And then lots of sunshine throughout the day. Temperatures warming up into the low 80s. You'll notice how those winds kind of switch into a southwesterly direction by Thursday morning as this cold front approaches. Now the front will not blow by here until it looks like Friday morning, bringing with it a slight chance for a shower. Now the wind and fog forecast calling for just a little bit of fog around tomorrow, and those winds out of the east northeast. Elsewhere across the U.S., a lot of moisture starting to gather through Tennessee and Kentucky. That's not good news for those folks. And then another piece of energy moves through on Thursday. That's the piece which will get its act together and swing that front right through the Suncoast. For boaters tomorrow, beach and boating. East winds turn to the west with that sea breeze developing at 10 knots, and we'll have seas running 1 to 2 feet with a light chop out there. The water temperature now 76 degrees, which is unusually warm for this time. And now the 7-day forecast. Temperatures in the 80s to wind things up for the month of February. We start off warm in March at 80 degrees. A chance for a few showers comes late Thursday night, more so Friday morning. And then temperatures cool down back to seasonal averages, even slightly below that on Sunday. 74, but what an award-winning weekend we'll see with lots of sunshine around on Monday morning. 52 degrees. May need a jacket or a little sweater on Monday morning. Things looking pretty good for the weekend. Back to you.
That's great. Thank you so much, Bob. Let's check first alert traffic. If you're taking I-75 through Sarasota and Manatee counties on your way home tonight, no delays at this point. It's all green, both north and south. However, we are seeing some little backups on US 41 near Bay Vista and the hospital in Sarasota at this hour. But otherwise, things looking pretty good at this hour. Jacqueline.
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, more and more people are using e-cigarettes to kick their smoking habit. But a new study shows vaping may not work. Mary Maloney has more details.
For 15 years, e-cigarettes have been billed as a safer alternative to traditional cigarettes. But a study found e-cigs can make it harder to quit smoking. And in most cases, people end up vaping and smoking. The study also found daily e-cig use can double the risk of heart attack. If you are a dual user, that is vaping and smoking cigarettes every day, the combined risk for heart attack goes up 5 times. E-cigs have lower levels of carcinogens than cigarettes, but researchers say the electronic versions have other toxins that can have detrimental effects, like increased cardiovascular and lung disease risks. If you are a smoker, here's something you could do right now. Stop. Scientists say stopping smoking immediately drops your risk for heart attack. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
Many beverages contain caffeine, and while it is safe, it can also be harmful or even fatal when misused or consumed too much. 1 cup of coffee has about 100 to 200 milligrams of caffeine, and daily doses of up to 400 milligrams per day appear to be harmless. But if you drink 3 or 4 cups of coffee within a short period of time, you could potentially put yourself at risk. Mild adverse effects of caffeine include palpitations, tremor, agitation, and heartburn. And more serious neurologic and cardiac effects have also led to death. So doctors are urging you to consume caffeine in moderation. And late night snacking isn't the best for your health, but if you are up late and you must munch, you can choose wisely. Instead of reaching for potato chips, try popcorn. It packs the same amount of crunch and convenience as chips, just with way less calories. And instead of ice cream, try frozen peanut butter. It's close to ice cream, and spooning it up in a tablespoon will help with portion control. Instead of milk chocolate, try dark chocolate. Although it still has calories, fat, and sugar, it also can help reduce stress. And instead of mixed berries, try dark pitted cherries. They increase natural levels of the hormone melatonin in the body, which may help reduce body weight and cholesterol. Coming up, an exotic bird steals the spotlight and a suspect caught on camera trying to hide drugs at a police department. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
ABC7 News at 7 weeknights.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Well, some may think news is for the birds, but that was actually the case when an exotic bird swooped in and stole the show by perching on top of a news anchor's head.
And a suspect is caught on camera trying to hide drugs in the ceiling of a police department. Jeremy Roth has more in today's Take a Look at This.
A San Diego news anchor got the bird on live TV. KFMB anchor Nichelle Medina was teasing an upcoming segment on the San Diego Zoo, and that's when the bird, named Sophie, decided to swoop in and steal the show. Sophie is a 10-year-old scarlet ibis, a resident of the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Ibis are related to storks and are native to the Caribbean and South America. And apparently, they are not camera shy.
How's that for an introduction?
One Nebraska man's time in a police interrogation room was quite eventful. Last October, Thomas Hartman claimed he was the victim of a robbery, but detectives quickly dispelled his claim, and Hartman admitted he made it up. At the same time, Hartman's girlfriend was talking to police in the next room. Hartman started yelling to her through the wall.
Babe! Babe! I think you're gonna take me to jail! Don't get that money and bomb me out!
Then Hartman stacks a chair on the table and puts his hands in the ceiling. Police caught him in the act, thinking he was trying to escape.
You're at the freaking police station, man.
But as it turns out, authorities say he was trying to hide cocaine, which fell out of the ceiling and was later found. Hartman's police station antics ended up landing him 9 months probation for drug possession. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, how the city of Venice is working to amp up security measures on school campuses.
And a Sarasota massage therapist arrested yet again after a third victim comes forward. We'll take a look at the current charges against him.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Head over to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota, where you'll always get better prices and a bigger selection. Like the area's largest selection of 7-passenger vehicles. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $25,999. Or load up the family in your new Dodge Grand Caravan for just $20,999. Drive away in a new Dodge Journey for as little as $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org. There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.